that shit hurt. Gotta get it out the dirt. I don't know which is worse. I wanna go.
And what's going on, everybody? It's your boy V Steve.
Your boy Relative.
Back again for another episode of the Mx2 experiment. Got plenty of shit to talk about. We're gonna get right into it. Relative, take it away.
Alright, shoot. I wanted to point out the importance on how to get your music out there and become successful. It's a difference between having a rap group of everybody just being artists and writing and going to the studio with each other.
Right, everybody
and
just rapping together.
Yeah, and just making tracks and stuff. Even though you do meet people that do other stuff, but as that core, that's the core you want to be with. You're gonna always work with them. It's like that.
Right.
But working as a team is not just being all artists. You might know a cameraman that's real good, or an engineer, or people that do other stuff at television.
A promoter, a dude that does like graphics or something.
Right.
Or somebody that takes pictures, or or just something.
And it can still be a group, but everybody still be able to do their own independent stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be, because it's a person will be more comfortable being on a label that give them more freedom to move and breathe, instead of having deadlines and stuff like that. If you don't make your deadline, what they happen when you don't pay your rent on time? What they do? They give you a late fee. If you don't drop an album in time, they either cut you from the label or take something from you.
There's some sort of repercussion, and I get what you're saying, and being not working as like a unit, just like we're just hanging out or we're just doing this. It's not taken seriously, or it's not,
because I feel like the bigger companies, the labor companies, by them pushing them, it pressure makes diamonds or busts pipes. So when you pushing somebody, it's not only making more money fast or if it's successful, but it's taking away the energy from the artist. It's not something. It becomes work instead of something you enjoy. Oh, I gotta get up early in the morning and fly over here to go to this little program. 2 days to sleep. Gotta do a 3-day tour. It's a lot on the artist. It don't become fun. So when you have a strict program, some people can't keep up, and that's why sometimes we have one-time wonders, or people have mental breakdowns. So.
And that could be, exactly how you put it, like the importance of working a team, because that person may have had to separate themselves because they were the unicorn, the golden child, the one that graduated, you know what I mean? So but then now they're getting fucked by the labels and this and that, when really the importance of teamwork, you can really get it out the mud together, and before the labels come in, because once you have the power,
you gotta have the chemistry too.
Yeah, the chemistry. That's. I get what you. I'm about to transfer into that right now. I get what you're saying, is because it's like, in order for it to be there, in order for the labels to even want an artist. Okay, so what happens when they want a single artist? What happens? Boom. That artist had a viral song, this and that, XYZ, right? So boom, they want to sign him. What happened with Russ is he had such a following. He was bringing X amount of traffic, this that and the third for his, so it was like, well, I can do this without y'all, so what do you have to bring? So that's where they had no choice but to do a paid partnership, which is you still have creative control and like a lot of the abilities, and there's certain contracts, people will argue and you think so, but it's
one of
for the most part.
One of the things I hate the most, especially when it comes to being a group, either a rap group or a singing group, whatever, I hate when they look at one of the persons being the best one in that group and pull them to the side and try to tell them you might as well go solo or something like that, because they're way to where, and that causes problems between
And little do they know, and that's the thing. That's the thing about like when like and teamwork is because when like you can work on something and you can all be tied into it. Like and this is why like it's important to have other jobs than rapping. You know what I'm saying? Because share the royalties.
And,
if someone drops a song, okay, you drop a song.
Yeah.
Okay, let me mix, let audio produce, and let so and so make the cover. Put him on percentage. We all get paid off that. We all worked on it. You know what I'm saying?
And then we could also have, like for me, doing the editing of the videos. By me making money off of people that wanted me to make their videos, if they like my videos, not only I'll get the money that we shared on the track, I also have my own personal income on top of that.
There's also if you have
routes of revenue.
There's a new feature on DistroKid too. Shout out to DistroKid. Yeah, it's called a DistroVid, and people upload videos. So now if a video is uploaded, motherfucker, I'll tell a motherfucker, add me in on the splits. Add me in on the splits because I shot that video. Boom, you have a DistroKid account, you're tagged in. Steve's was here to tell you first. No, Soldier Boy, I said it first.
I said it first.
Nah, you're like 19th in line. Yeah. Unless you run into somebody that want like they don't want to share it. They want full revenue. When niggas get greedy, they be like, well, I always had the question, like, what are masters? I never looked that up, to be honest.
Masters, like
owning your masters.
Owning your masters. Depends on what aspect, like
music.
No, yes, but like what I mean is like, cause you own your masters of the physical copy of the music, and then there's the entity of the music, and that's what BMI comes in. So like, you can. It has to deal with like publishing. Have you heard of that?
I heard of that. Yeah.
Okay, so. That's the musical like the entity of it. So like, say you made a song, right? Okay, it's published through DistroKid or distributed. That's the difference. Distributed through DistroKid, but it's still published. It's like a half published. And then like you can it's not an upload, but like you take that same information and you go to BMI or ASCAP. And you do your publishing. It's the streams, or I'm not sure if it's exactly the streams, but it's tied over, and basically it's another check. But so you can give away your masters if you don't have it, and someone does. Someone from a label, someone will own this side, and you only own this side. That's what that is. Owning all your masters.
Okay.
Yeah. So
masters isn't like a physical object.
Yeah, it's like I'm Joe Schmo and I created this, and it's like you're right. Like I created this, and you're like, if you're kind of you want control of your right that you created this. You did, not somebody else, because then if somebody else has it, then that they own that creation. You still get streaming royalties, and that's what the whole but they own it, and that's that whole thing about masters.
Okay, that makes sense. So if they own it, they can do anything they want with it.
More or less. Like they can.
Could somebody sell your masters to somebody else?
They can remake the song and not have anything done in repercussion, because if you try to sue, yes, you have and own that copy, but that's that copy of that, because that's the one that you made. They own it as an idea.
Okay.
So they could take your and redo it as something entirely, and it be okay. That's the difference.
Okay.
That's the difference. Okay. It's almost like a lease. You still have yours. You still have yours.
Right.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And if a lot of it can be a lot of the commercial and top tier and all the elites in the industry, a lot of them can be cut out if we just stick together in the underground. If we really stick together,
Right.
tie each other in with these royalties, if we really just step our game up, if someone had, there's different great artists, and just like people, because whether it's budget, ego, just whatever, something's limiting an artist. And so when you see a limitation, and you care for, an individual, you want to let them know, hey, this is holding you back. If
That's true.
If they're stuck in their ways or whatever, then you got to move around them. And you know what I'm saying?
And I've seen sad situations like that when it comes to artists, when it comes to drugs and alcohol and stuff like that.
Mm.
They will literally stand there and watch that. Like for when I saw a documentary about Juice World, all the friends knew he had a drug problem. He do pills, he smoke weed, and drink a lot of lean and stuff like that. And they watching him, but nobody want to tell him to stop because they might get kicked to the curb. Cause somebody was like, I'll do whatever I want to do, whatever. But you don't need to tell me what to do, and they get in arguments, and sometimes they kick you to the curb or something. So instead of telling him that he can't do it, they measured his doses. Just let him still take it. They try to hide it and give him less than what he asked. Cause they tell him like he'll like give me like 4 ounces.
That's
You
could tell that they loved him, like that they cared for him. You know what I'm saying? Because like hiding.
That's why he overdosed, because he found the lean that they hid. Cause he had to hide it because his girlfriend didn't like him doing that shit in front of her. So they hid it for him and give him less his doses. The day they were taking that flight, he found that shit because they said the shit came up missing.
Well, something in the report, something in the report. It's alleged. We don't know the official. Official like a referee with a whistle verbatim. This is all off of media outlets and documentaries.
Right.
It was the report was he they surrounded the plane and shit, and he had took like 7 of them, 7 oxys.
Oh.
Yeah, and
they would
don't know if they were like 20s, 30s, or stuff like that. So,
but
times 7
did
pills.
they watch him do that shit, or he did so quick they couldn't do shit about it, like type shit?
Oh, like if someone could stop him,
like he got scared, he just threw it real quick and nobody could.
Well, yeah, because they were coming to raid the fucking, type shit. It's like, oh, get rid of everything type shit. You know what I'm saying?
How fast would they kick in? Because he died once he stepped out the airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
well, I don't know. He died, but he like fell out, and he was telling something to his girlfriend. He was trying to say something to her, but he couldn't talk or some shit. Like so, she like literally. So he like literally died in her arms and shit.
Damn.
They was waiting for the ambulance. Cause they were just the airport security or some shit, and they knew he was landing. And they was gonna do that raid or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So they didn't have no paramedics on the way until he passed out like that.
Yeah. So it was literally, it was literally like a far out, unexpected. Yeah, no, I feel you. And that's I want to say that's. It's sad to say a lesson to be learned, but it's like, okay, check on your people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and like.
Cause they're not worried about the physical health. It's the mental health that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
A person can smile, you think you're okay, but mentally, they're distraught. Like they can't hang.
Especially going through this journey where we kind of switch topics, but we're talking about more of a future because this is the result of pressure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he was a diamond, but like I don't, this unfortunate thing happened, and so like it's you know, take care of your jewels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, team staying as a collective unit, as a family, growing together, enjoying the experiences, it'll all lead to a better life for everybody because with less people dropping out of everybody's lives and this and that and less mishaps and like everybody like need in whoever's life grow together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Grow and build.
Grow and build.
You just don't want to grow and just stand next to each other. You gotta help each other.
Lock in. You know, get past whatever it is that you.
We was made to help each other. It's just the stress of not having enough help. Everybody trying so hard to do shit by themselves because you feel kind of salty when you get rejected. When you ask somebody for help and they can't do it or they don't want to do it, you kind of feel like.
Or they ask you for something in return.
Yeah. Like taxation. Like even when people borrow money, like if they don't feel like you're good for it, you're gonna feel some type of way. Like damn, where did I fuck up at?
No, I definitely feel that. But it's your boy V Steez.
Your boy Relative.
Back again with another Mx2 episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you share this motherfucker. We out.
Peace.